Hello, Khoi.
Hi.
Hi, good evening.
Yes, good evening too.
How are you today?
I'm good. And you?
I'm good too. So, are you ready for the continuation of our lesson?
I'm ready.
Yeah. So, without further ado, I'm going to present to you our presentation now. Okay? Okay,
Okay.
just for a moment. I hope that this time we can be able to play the audio Koi, okay? Because we will be using all of this audio in answering other activities that we have, okay? Okay, so I hope you can be able to hear the audio. Is it okay to play now?
Yeah. Oh, wait. I have to
Yeah,
write out the paper.
okay, sure.
Ready. Go.
Okay, so let's try to play. Actually, we have four audios in here, and this four audios has its different statements because we have to use this one in answering other activities that we have. Okay?
Hmm.
Okay. So audio number one first. So I want you to listen, okay, very carefully with this particular audio. Okay?
Track
And
7,
we just have to
Unit
listen
2,
only for only
Listening,
once, right?
Exercise
Yes.
Remember
3,
that.
Only
Okay.
Conversation 1.
Could you give me a contact number, please?
Sure, I'll give you my mobile. It's 07816 038 924.
Thanks. We'll let you know when the glasses are ready.
what the
Okay. That's it.
what?
It's quite short, right? Okay, and then the other one.
Okay.
Okay, just for a while. Can I have to repeat that one more time?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Okay, but next time we just have to do this one just only once, okay?
Yeah, okay.
Okay, because in an IELTS exam, so you do have to do this one only once. You just have to listen only once, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Track 7, Unit 2, Listening, Exercise 3, Conversation 1.
Could you give me a contact number, please?
Sure, I'll give you my mobile. It's 07816 038 924.
Thanks. We'll let you know when the glasses are ready.
Okay.
Okay.
Then the others.
Track 8, Conversation 2.
How much is the flight to Madrid?
It's $349.
Do you have anything cheaper? Say $300?
I'm afraid not.
Okay.
Okay, that's the end.
Yes.
Next, track 3.
Track 9, Conversation 3.
How old are you, Maddie?
I'm 16.
And what date's your birthday?
October the 12th?
Good. So we'll be able to start the driving lessons in the second half of October.
Yes.
Okay, there you have it. So that's track number 3 and last track that we have.
Okay.
Track 10. Conversation 4.
Shall we see each other later in the coffee bar?
OK, what time shall we meet?
Can you get there by 4:30?
My maths class finishes at 4, so yes, that should be OK.
Okay, so that's the end of the conversation together. Okay, now why do we need to take down the important things that we heard from the audio? Because that would be used in what, Koi? In completing note. Okay, so we call that one as note completion, right?
Okay.
Okay, okay. Now, last time we had able to learn about this one, right? So we were able to say a number or write a number, spell a word, write the name of a place, write the subject of study or a language, write an activity which people do in their spare time, and write the name of a job. Now, question, Koi, why is it we should have to know all of these things?
Mm,
Why do you think would be the reasons why do we need to know all of these things? Like, for example, the name, the particular age of the person, the occupation, okay, and so on.
um, for this for these orders, I think we need the information about one person because it is certainly important to prepare for expeditions based on the informations.
Yes, okay. So we need to know all of the basic informations of a certain person because it's very important so that you can be able to have an
Prepare.
information in
Yes.
case of emergency, right? So
Yes.
that if someone would look or find for that person, if that person let's say for example happen some incidents that would happen in that particular person during the expedition, so you can be able to track them, okay,
Okay.
by knowing all of the following notes below. We call this one as, of course, note taking also. So sometimes we call this one as note completion because we can be able to complete the statements in here by listing down the notes. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. Next, let's try to listen in here again.
Track 11. Unit 2. Listening. Exercise 7.
Hello?
Hi, Clive, is that you?
Yes, hi, Debbie.
Did you manage to see those candidates for our expedition?
Yes, I did, and there was an extra one who was quite a surprise. You know, he hadn't applied, and he just turned up out of the blue, so we haven't got any details for him.
Really? Tell me about him.
Okay, and you can take some notes, then we'll see what we think.
Fine.
First, he's called Sanjay Dabashi.
Okay. Sanjay is spelled Sanjay, right?
Correct. And Dubashi is Dubashi.
Dubashi. Fine. Thanks.
Yes.
I'm just getting that down. And did you find out how old he is?
Sure, he's round about our age, you know? Well, a couple of years older. He's 27. Quite a big man, quite muscular, impressive, with a big moustache.
And what does he do?
Well, actually, he just says he's an office worker, you know? Just one of those people with quite a routine job in an office.
Doesn't sound like he finds his job very interesting. Has he got any experience, do you know, of going off to remote places on foot?
Yes, he's been all over the place. He was telling me all about a trip he made in a Land Rover across Central Africa from one side to the other, which sounded pretty exciting and dangerous.
Great. I think it would be really interesting to cross Central Africa. I'd love to do that. Anything physical? I mean, where he actually had to walk instead of driving? You know, being so muscular, as you say.
I was coming to that. Last year, he went to Russia with some friends in their summer holidays, and they went up a mountain. Let's see, mm, Mount Elbrus, it's called.
Wow, now that's really quite something. By the way, Elbrus is spelled Elbros, isn't it?
Not quite, it's US.
Ah, okay. What qualifications does he have which would interest us? Has he done any sort of specialist training, for example?
Well, he's done a course in first aid, which may be pretty useful. If any of us get injured, he should know what to do.
Good. It might be useful to have someone who knows how to do first aid in case someone has an accident. Can he swim?
I didn't ask now you mention it. I forgot. But he did tell me he can hold conversations in 5 languages. He's not fluent in all of them, but he can get by. He grew up in India, and I suppose that helps, for learning languages. Though now he lives over here.
Right. What else? Has he been to university, for instance?
Yes, he graduated in media studies, though he says he's never worked in the media.
Okay. And when he's not off on expeditions to remote places, what does he like doing in his spare time?
He seems to do all sorts of things. One thing he told me, which could be useful, is that he likes fishing.
Yes, we'd better tell him to bring his fishing rod. That is, if we choose him.
And he seems to spend a lot of time at the gym. He says he really likes to keep fit. And when you meet him, you'll believe it's true.
Great. Another fitness fanatic like you. Well, sounds like I should meet him, doesn't it? When can you fix that up?
Okay, so that's the end of the conversation. Were you able to note everything? Actually, there are just only keywords that you should have to take note, right? Not all in the conversation you have to note. So only the most important keywords from the following informations, right? So just what I have told you, it's very important to tell about or get about the complete informations of that particular person, like the complete name, right? So his first name is Sanjay. What about the surname or the family name?
Tubesi.
Okay. How do we spell Tibashi?
Tubashny.
Yeah. Okay. So H-I, right?
Hi.
Yes. So the
H
S-H-I.
S
So the
H
Bashi.
Y.
Okay.
H I
S-H-Y.
Y O
It's S-H-I rather.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, it's the Bashi. Okay. And how old is Sanjay the Bashi?
27.
It's 27. Very good. So no need to put everything that was in the conversation. That's there in the conversation. So all you have to do is you just have to get the keyword. And what is that? We are just talking about the age, so never mind about others information in there. So once you heard about the age, so that's the answer. So 27 years old. Okay, what about did they mention about the occupation of Sanjay?
He a co-worker.
Okay, he is
He is a co-worker, right?
office. It's an office
Wait.
worker. Okay?
Office worker.
Yeah, it's an
Oh,
office worker. So he is an
that's
office
work.
worker.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So that's his occupation. And there are a lot of things that was mentioned in the conversation, but do not get all of them. It's just only the important keywords, and that keyword would be the occupation. And once they were mentioned about the occupation, so you have to list that down. That's why we are doing the note taking. Okay, the note taking, because in a note completion you should have to use the technique called note taking technique. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. That's why it's very important for you to have a notebooks or a paper with you and a pen with you. Okay? Because in a real exam, there would be a lot of things that you should have to do. One of them would be a note-taking technique because you are going to complete a note. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. Then, what about did they mention about other expeditions that he come across with?
It has girl and he were dangerous.
Has crossed
I don't know.
Central Africa. Okay, because it was mentioned in there a lot of things. They converse a lot of things, but he come across to Central Africa. Okay, so that's the answer in there. And then he has climbed Mount.
Mouse. Elroses.
Yeah, so Bruce. So how do we spell Bruce?
E R L no E L B R O S U E.
Okay. The first time, okay, that the girl mentioned in there, does Elbrus spelled as Elbros, and then
They are
the guy mentioned no, it should be Elbrus. So it's L Bruce, not O. It's you. Okay? So they mentioned about that the boy corrected that one, the man corrected that one to with the girl. Okay? Because the girl mentioned that um it's spelled as Elbros, and then the man mentioned not quite, it's Elbrus. So it's L Bruce. Okay. Next. What about special skills he has done? What
um,
is that one?
he can speak 5 languages but not in fluent.
Okay, special skills has done a what particular course he has
Ah,
done?
conversation. What it does?
First aid course, because they mention about that it's very important, especially if you're having an expedition, that you know how to do the first aid. That's why first aid course is very important. Okay. Okay, it was mentioned in there. And then what he can speak, you mentioned that one while ago. He can
Five
speak
language.
5
Yes, five.
languages. Yes, that's correct. Okay, and then what about the qualifications of Sanjay? The degree, he has a degree in what particular course or degree is that?
In a name university, I don't hear the name.
Yes, but what's that degree that he was able to finish? It's
Degree in
degree in
university.
media studies.
Media
Okay, so he was able to go to a university and finish a degree in media studies. Okay, yes, you are correct when you say he has been in the university, but what is us in here? Degree in. That means what's the course he has been finished. Okay, so it's a course, so it's media studies. Okay, and then what about during his free time activities? He's fond of,
um three time activity.
yes,
Go
he
fishing.
has fun of, yes, go fishing. Very good, that's correct. And he wanted to
Fit.
keeping fit. Very good. Okay. Now, there are some things that we should have to focus on. Okay. Focus on koi. Okay. But just only very minor. Okay. As we are going to go along with a lot of listening activities, so you can be able to develop your listening skills. Okay,
Okay.
in a real exam, in an IELTS real exam, no one will going to tell you that, okay, ready to listen, list down everything, the keywords. No one will going to tell you that. Okay, okay. So once you encounter this particular exam, so you know what to do. So what are you going to do? First thing, you have to listen very carefully. It's just only once, okay? It's just only once, because sometimes the test examiner will not going to repeat that one to you. Okay? Once you hear that, you should have to follow the keywords. Do not listen because it's a skill, Khoi. Do not mind other things that they are talking about. Once you already get the informations that you would like to get, write it down. It's very important to take down notes. Okay? And then after that, once you take down notes already, then you can be able to fill in the informations and take note. The spelling is very, very important. That's why we have here, write words you hear and spell them correctly. Okay? Actually, those who are difficult words that had mentioned in the listening part will be spelled. Okay? That's why it's not difficult for you to do that once you have the so-called skills in listening. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. But don't you worry. Those are just minor mistakes that you can be able to correct them. Okay? I'm pretty sure for that. Okay, next. Of course, we're done with this one, right? So
Yes.
last time we're able to, of course, just only the keywords in here. So all of this, if you can still remember, all of these are all verbs. Operate, play, cook, drive. So operate, so you can operate a
Computer.
computer. You can play a
The
or
guitar.
the guitar. Then you can cook
Simple
simple
meals.
meals and you can drive
A car.
car. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. So there's a question in here. What skills do you have and what skills you'd like to have and why? Oh, can you answer this one, Koi? What skills do you have now? Like this, these are all skills. You can operate computer, you can drive a car, you can play the guitar, you can cook simple meals. What about you?
I can. I
Sometimes
can.
there are questions like this, right?
Yes.
Okay, so what about you? What skills do you have?
Or or for skill, I only have two.
Yeah, what are those?
Operating a computer, and
Okay.
I I like to be able to. No. I learn how to cook a simple meals.
Okay, so can operate a computer and can cook simple meals. Okay, so you have two skills. Then what skills would you like to have? Let's say, for example, you have that particular skills. Would you like to add more skills in the future?
Yes.
Why you would like to do that?
Because I want to be more perfect. Um, I want to be more perfect.
Okay, maybe you have to change that more perfect. So maybe you have to say, I wanted to become holistic when it comes to my skills. When you say holistic, that means you can be able to learn lot of things as you mature. Okay? So that you will become nearly perfect. Okay? Do not say you will going to perfect because no one is perfect. Okay? No one is perfect. So nearly to become perfect. Okay? That means it's that not so perfect. Okay? So not 100% maybe. So nearly perfect. In order for you to have a lot of skills, and that skills will lead you to become a successful person. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. So holistically, again, remember that one. Maybe you can use that word, huh? Maybe you can use that word one of these days, especially during the exam. So when we say holistically, that involves everything. Okay? Holistic. Okay?
Yes.
Okay. Next. Now, let's try to listen again in here, and then we have to answer the following questions. Which of these suggestions are good advice for speaking part one? So, where is that speaking part one that we have? Speaking. Where is the speaking? Wait for a while. Mhm. Okay, anyway, picking part one maybe is this one, right? Okay, then
Yes.
why? Then tick the good advice in the first column. Okay, let's play now. So listen very carefully because we are going to do this one just once. Okay,
Okay.
can we do it? Okay, let's go.
Track 12. Unit 2. Speaking. Exercise 2.
So, Hussein, I'm going to ask you some questions about your childhood. Do you come from a large family or a small family?
I'm sorry, could you repeat, please?
Do you come from a large family or a small family?
Well, actually, it's not large or small. Uh, what's the word? It's middle. No, no, sorry, it's medium sized. I am two brothers. Sorry, I have two brothers who are both older than me.
As a child, who did you spend more time with? Your family or your friends?
When I was a small child, I spent more time with my family, my mother, who looked after me, and I played a lot with my brothers. Then, when I was a bit older, about 10 or 11, I started to play more with friends I made at school because we enjoyed doing the same things. And my mother went back to her job.
And when you were a child, how did you spend your free time?
I think I watched television quite a lot when I was a small child, and I played computer games with my brothers. When I was older, I did a lot of sports with my friends. We went swimming and we played tennis and football because I love doing sports.
What did you enjoy most about school?
I think I enjoyed doing science subjects most. I liked physics and chemistry, especially. We didn't do sports at school, so I did those in my free time.
And when you were at school, who do you think was your best teacher?
I think perhaps my chemistry teacher, because she explained things very clearly. Also, she was very, I'm not sure about the word, uh, interested. No, enthusiastic. She made us do tests, I mean, experiments in the laboratory, so we learned a lot. I never missed one of her lessons.
Okay, I guess that's all. Yeah, that's the end. Okay. So, can we be able to answer now the following questions in here? So, look at this one. Now, listen to Hussein answering some part one questions and think the things he does. Okay, question number two has been given to us. And this one is give some extra details when you answer. So why is it we tick this one?
Mm, I don't know. Wait,
Okay.
some extra details we
Now look at this one. You have to again analyze first the question. Which of these suggestions are good advice for speaking part 1 and why? So tick the good advice in the first column. So that means the first column is a good advice. And the second column would be Hussein's advice, right? Okay. Now let's try to analyze number one. Give short answers of just 2 or 3 words.
no, we
Hmm?
not.
Why?
Mm.
Okay. Why? We are on the speaking part, huh, Khoi? Remember that. We are on the speaking part. So therefore, you need to speak, not just only writing, but speak. So if ever the examiner would like to ask you the following questions, you should have to understand very well. Okay? Now, your answer is correct. No, you cannot keep short answers just only 2 or 3 words,
Yes,
right? Okay.
yes,
Why? What's the reason? It's very important. That's why it's here. It's a follow-up question in here.
because it doesn't guard information. Because it doesn't guard enough information.
That's correct. See, you cannot guarantee the full informations if you are just going to limit your short answers just for 2 or 3 words, right? Okay,
Yes.
maybe you can be able to do it maybe 5 to 10 words, then that would be enough. Okay, so that you can be able to gather important details. Now, in answering a short answer questions, you should have to remember it's short, but definitely the important keywords in there. Okay? If
Okay.
you do have time, actually, if you try to do the writing, Koi, if you do have time, you have to list down, okay, the things that you are in mind, okay? After listing it down, then choose only the most important thing, or maybe you have to what? Summarize them all into a very short answer. Short, but full of details. Did you get it?
Got it.
If you have time, that's why it's very important to have time most of the time so that you can be able to um, do the things that you wanted to do. Unlike if you don't have enough time, right? Because you will going to in a hurry, you will be in a hurry if you don't have enough time. But if you have enough time, if you save enough time, so you don't have to worry about that because you have a lot of time in order to check or recheck your answer, right?
Yes.
Okay. Next, number 2, give some extra details when you answer. That's
Yes.
correct, right? Now, why? Why do we need to give extra details when you answer?
Hmm. Because
Actually, okay, just for a moment, Koi. Usually, Hussein's answer, okay, is not just limited only to 2 or 3 words, right? He was able to mention it. Actually, he was able to mention not long, okay, because that is not composed of a paragraph, but it's just only a sentences. That's enough to tell that his answers are short, right? Okay. And details number 2, this one is checked because why? What's the reason? Why do we need to give extra details when we answer?
because we can provide informations extensively.
Okay. Aside from that, what do you think?
Um,
Why do we need to answer that with or give extra details when you answer in
ah,
order for you to what?
because examiner can gain an intensive perspective from our answers.
Correct. Okay. So
Yes.
that is why we need an extra details when we answer so that we can be able to what? Explain it. Remember, okay? Do not explain in a very difficult explanation. Okay? You have to explain at least to within the level. Okay? Do not use colloquial terms, those who are very, very difficult terms, because if you are going to give difficult answers, you should have to what? You should have to give a lot of extra details on that.
Yes.
Okay? If that's difficult, because we don't know if the one that you give a speaking test doesn't don't doesn't understand what you are saying, right? So therefore you need extra details to explain that if you use difficult answers. But you think it's not difficult, so just only simple details will do. Okay? Not too long, right? Okay, that's why when hearing Hussein, he was able to, oh no, wait for a while. Okay, no, actually, this is not like that, right? So
Yeah.
in that particular answers that he did just a while ago, he is explaining this one into a more specific answer, not a complex answer. Okay?
Yes.
Okay, so that the listener maybe or the one who gave you the speaking test will know what you are talking about. Okay? Okay,
Okay.
next. Correct your mistakes when you can.
Mm, yes.
Yes, it's very important, huh? In a speaking test, it's very important to correct, especially what? Your intonation. It's very important. Okay. That's why we should have to take note that one, your intonation, your enunciation. Okay. That includes pronunciation. Okay. Especially if you have an S or without an S. Okay. That's why we are doing here the so-called pronunciation skills because in speaking, it's crucial actually. Okay. In writing, it's easy. Okay. I'm positive that you can be able to do that. Okay. With flying colors.
Like
In speaking, okay, we have to learn that, huh? We need to learn and we need to develop the speaking ability. Okay, again, remember that in speaking, it doesn't have to be fast. It's just only slow, but you enunciated the words properly, right?
yes.
Okay. So no need to be slang just like the British English. It's just American English will do. So we just have to do that. Okay? Koi. And don't
Okay.
you worry. I know you can do this. Okay? It's just only the speaking. You do have a lot in mind. Then speak up. Okay?
Yeah.
Speak up what's in your mind. But remember, in speaking, you do it slowly but surely. When you say surely, you do it properly. There would be enunciation, so you enunciated that correctly or properly. You pronounce the words correctly and slowly. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. Next. Number 4. Can you read this one, please?
Given answers even when you don't understand the question.
Yes. So give an answer. Even you don't need understand. You don't understand the question.
No, of course no.
It's crazy, no, right? Okay.
Yes.
Because it's important. Okay. Do not follow this one. Okay. This one is wrong. This is not an advice. Okay. In speaking. Again, all you need to do is you need to analyze
Understand.
first the question. The most important thing would be the analyzation of the question because out from the question, you can be able to formulate good answers. If you do understand the question. If you don't understand the question, of course, you cannot answer that. Okay? Maybe
Okay.
you can be able to give out of this world answers if you don't know the question, right?
Yes.
Ye- Okay. Next, what about number 5?
Use easy words so that you don't make mistake.
Okay.
Um.
Just for a while, I would like to make a comment, huh? I want you to do that, Koi. Okay? You
Okay.
read this one very smoothly, and I heard that you enunciate the words correctly. I want you to maintain that, Koi, in reading, huh? Do not in a hurry, okay? You have
Yes.
to enunciate the words correctly. Okay? Okay, use easy words so that you don't make mistakes. Do you believe in that?
Hmm. Yes, but I think use a big complex words can make your speech more wonderful and
Yes. That's why I've told you that you don't need to give them, okay, or to speak a very difficult words. Because
okay.
that difficult words sometimes, okay, sometimes what is one, the person that gave you a speaking activity, sometimes they will going to make what? To make follow-up questions to that. Let's say, for example, you were able to mention a difficult word and they don't know what word is that. So they will going to ask you, would you mind if you can explain to us what that word means? See? So you are wasting a lot of time in
Yes.
explaining that why. That's why it's very important to use an easy words. Okay? Easy words. Okay, so that you cannot make mistakes. Okay?
Yes.
Next, number 6.
Give reasons for your answers.
Yes, so give reasons for your answers. Do you believe also with this?
50%
Why 50%?
because given reason maybe beats around the bush.
Okay. Uh, actually, you can give reasons. Okay. A little bit explanation. Okay. Explain and then give some maybe reasons, or we can do some examples in it, right? You can do like that. Let's say, for example, this is like this, and like that. Okay, just a little, so that you can be able to make a, so that they will not going to make a follow-up questions with you anymore. Okay? Why
Okay.
sometimes other, let's say, for example, like this one, if you're applying for a job, okay, and then you are going to do the job interview, okay, in the job interview there are a lot of questions. And if the interviewer doesn't satisfy your answer, he or she or the interviewer will going to make a follow-up questions. Okay?
Yes.
Follow-up questions to you. Okay? And this is also the same when you are doing the IELTS speaking activity. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, so you have to understand all of these things, because these are all important in the speaking part. Okay, in
Okay.
the speaking. Okay, moving on. Do you have questions with this?
No question.
No question. Now let's move on now. Now listen again to Hussein answering the first question. Let's try to listen one more time.
Okay.
Track 13. Unit 2. Speaking. Exercise 3.
So, Hussein, I'm going to ask you some questions about your childhood. Do you come from a large family or a small family?
I'm sorry, could you repeat, please?
Do you come from a large family or a small family?
Well, actually, it's not large or small. Uh, what's the word? It's middle. No, no, sorry, it's medium sized. I am two brothers. Sorry, I have two brothers who are both older than me.
Okay, I guess it's done. Yeah, it's
It's
already
done.
done. Okay.
Wait, what?
It's just only very short, right? Now, I hope you were able to get the keywords in there. Okay? Now, let's try to answer the question, Koi. Can you read question number one? What
What he
does,
says when he doesn't understand the question.
yes, what does he say when he doesn't understand the question?
I hear he says, I am two brothers.
What does he say when he doesn't understand the question?
Wait, can we hear the conversation again?
Okay, so next time we have to hear that only once, okay?
Okay.
Okay, but anyway, we have to repeat that one again. It's very important to take note the keywords, okay?
Yes.
Now, before we're going to play the audio koi, now actually this is the technique, okay? Look at the questions now using the skimming technique or using the scanning technique, whether scanning or skimming, then you have to read this one with your eyes very quickly. And then after that, here. Okay? Because why? Because you can be able to what? To get some ideas in relation to the questions. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. So let's play that one now.
Track 13. Unit 2. Speaking. Exercise 3.
So, Hussein, I'm going to ask you some questions about your childhood. Do you come from a large family or a small family?
I'm sorry, could you repeat, please?
Do you come from a large family or a small family?
Well, actually, it's not large or small. Uh, What's the word? It's middle. No, no, sorry, it's medium sized. I am two brothers. Sorry, I have two brothers who are both older than me.
Okay. So that's the end. I hope you were able to get some important keywords in that particular audio koi. Okay. Let's try to answer now. Question number one. What does he say when he doesn't understand the question?
He says about how much people are there in his family, right?
Are you sure? Now
No, not
analyze the question first, Koi.
yes.
What does? That means what? We're talking about what he says when he doesn't understand the question.
Ah, okay.
They converse one another, right? And then
Yes,
what have you heard that he say when he doesn't understand the question? He said,
he says, not large or small, just medium. No, medium size. I am two brother. No, I have two brother. That's what he says.
we're not yet there in question number one. So we are just in question number one. So
Yes,
what does he say when he doesn't understand the question? Yeah, actually you were able to mention you were able to answer questions number two and number three, but you weren't able to answer question number one. It's just very simple, Koy. What does he say?
I have two brothers.
No.
I hear
Okay, I
him.
have to say it now.
Yes, yes, sure.
Oh, I'm sorry. Could you repeat, please?
Ah, yes.
Right? So that's the
Uh,
words that
yes.
he was able to say when he doesn't understand the question. Oh, I'm sorry. Could you repeat, please? That means, okay, the person
Uh,
will going to repeat the question, right?
yes.
Okay,
Okay.
next. Question number two.
What's your mistake that he's made?
Okay, we just have to limit our answers to the question, Koi, huh? Do not go beyond with the answer. So what two mistakes does he make?
Medium and I am two brothers.
Yes, okay. So he was able to say first middle. So that's the
Me-
mistake. And then
Medium.
he was able to correct that.
Medium size.
Yes, okay. And then the second one is
Um, I am two brother. He's
yes, and he was able to correct that saying
I have two brothers.
that's correct. And we answer already question number three, right? Okay,
Yes.
again, remember, oh, I'm sorry. Could you repeat, please? So that's question number one. Then two mistakes that he does, okay? The first one was the word middle. And then the second one, the word am. Okay, so those are the words that he make or that he made. Okay, and then he was able to correct that one by saying the word middle. He was able to correct that by saying, ah, no, medium size. And then I am two brothers. Ah, no, I have two brothers.
Yes.
Okay, okay, next. Let's try to listen again to the audio number two. Okay? Again, listen again to Hussein answering the other questions and complete these sentences with the words he used. Now, remember again, Koi, we are in the speaking part. That means you don't need to write this. You have to say this. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. Let's listen now.
Track 14. Unit 2. Speaking. Exercise 4.
As a child, who did you spend more time with? Your family or your friends?
When I was a small child, I spent more time with my family, my mother, who looked after me, and I played a lot with my brothers. Then, when I was a bit older, about 10 or 11, I started to play more with friends I made at school because we enjoyed doing the same things. And my mother went back to her job.
And when you were a child, how did you spend your free time?
I think I watched television quite a lot when I was a small child, and I played computer games with my brothers. When I was older, I did a lot of sports with my friends. We went swimming and we played tennis and football because I love doing sports.
What did you enjoy most about school?
I think I enjoyed doing science subjects most. I liked physics and chemistry, especially. We didn't do sports at school, so I did those in my free time.
And when you were at school, who do you think was your best teacher?
I think perhaps my chemistry teacher, because she explained things very clearly. Also, she was very, I'm not sure about the word, uh, interested. No, enthusiastic. She made us do tests, I mean, experiments in the laboratories, so we learned a lot. I never missed one of her lessons.
Okay, again.
Okay, you got it now?
Yes.
Okay. So let's try to answer now the question. So actually there are statements that it's quite long, okay? Composed of several words, but of course it's just only what is one short answer, okay? Okay, let's do. I started to play more with friends I made at school because,
Because we enjoy the same things.
okay, we enjoyed doing
The same thing.
doing things.
Why?
Okay. So doing things. So I enjoyed because I enjoyed doing things. Okay. Doing. Okay. Next. We went swimming and we played tennis and football because,
Because he loved to play sport.
okay, what really in that particular conversation mentioned?
I
Okay, you
love
have to follow that one. Yes, I love
to sport
doing
as a sport.
sports. Okay, that's correct. Number three, we didn't do sports at school.
Shows I doodles in my free time.
So I did those during
Free times.
free time. Okay, that's correct also. Next, number four, I think perhaps my chemistry teacher,
It sees its friends think very clearly.
what exactly he said?
My chemistry teachers,
Teacher,
because
we don't have an S. Okay, you have to be careful, Koi, huh?
yes,
Teachers or
because
teacher. It's just only one teacher. So my chemistry teacher
yes, because
because
she explained things very clearly.
with an S because it's just only singular. So we use teacher. So because she explains
Things
things very clearly. Okay, very good. What about number five? She made us do tests. I mean, experiments in the laboratories.
we learn a lot. We
Yes,
never miss a lesson.
a lesson. That's correct. Okay. Now, actually, in that particular conversations, there are a lot of things that he was able to mention. But of course, those are not important in this particular what is one particular statements in here because all we just have to answer in here would be a particular statements that will be fitted with this particular statements.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so it's time for us to say goodbye now again, so we are going to continue this one tomorrow, right?
Yes.
So it's going to be tomorrow. So we will be meeting again tomorrow. Do you have questions so far?
Hmm. I wonder how could you he saying very clearly.
How could you
How,
be? How could you learn saying very clearly?
how could you he saying very clearly?
How could I? I
Hey,
or you?
did you get it?
Okay, can you type that one, please?
I will speak one more.
Yeah.
I wonder how could you hear he saying clearly?
Ah, okay. How could I hear? Okay, which regards to the audio?
Yes, the audio.
Yeah, because I just only follow the things. I don't mind other words in here because it's there. So all I just wanted to understand would be the word because And then if I hear the word started, friends, school, because, and then at the end would be things, and that would be the answer. Okay? Do not mind other things in here because it was written in here. All you need to do, Koi, is to do the scanning and skimming technique. Once you have that skills, you can be able to do a lot of things, just like what I did.
Yes.
Okay? And I
Okay.
know you can learn that one. It's just a matter of time. Okay? So don't bother yourself. Okay? It's not a problem, Koi. You will going to develop this one as time goes by. Okay?
Yes. Okay.
Okay. And I'm very positive. I'm pretty sure that you will going to develop your speaking ability. Why? Because you do have now the writing skills. The writing abilities is in within in you now. Now, what you're going to do is put that one into speaking and you will be good. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. So if you don't have any more questions, so let's end up our lesson with this one. So let's continue this one by tomorrow. Okay, bye.
Hey, goodbye. Have a
Okay,
good night.
bye-bye. Have a good night too. Bye, Koi.
Yes. Right.